Welcome to the lecture number 4 in this course, Selenium WebDriver in Java. In this lecture, I will explain you how you can launch different browsers using Selenium in Java. So in last few lectures, we have seen how you can set up the Maven project in IntelliJ and add the Selenium dependency. So over here, you can see that there is a POM file and I have already added this dependency r.seleniumhq.selenium. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a package, and in that package I'm gonna put tests to launch browsers, various browsers like IE, Firefox, Chrome, etc. So let us go ahead and create a package. So this package was already created for me when I created the Maven project, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a new. So for that, right click and then click on new, and there you have to click on package. Here you have to give the package name, say launch browsers, then click on OK. So generally the package name should be all in lowercase, so just follow that convention and the package is created. Now once you create a package, you can create classes inside that, so just right click and then click on new class. Over here you have to give the name, say we want to launch Chrome, just type it like that. Remember the naming convention, it should be in camel case, like first letter should be in capital and then all the main words in that particular class name should be start with a capital letter as well. So I created a class, sample class, and then next what we are going to do is write a simple code to invoke the Chrome browser, and then we will navigate to one URL. So to create a test here, what you have to do is use this add test annotation. So this test annotation is used to create the tests. We have already added the JUnit dependency in this particular JUnit dependency in this project. So now we are going to add this public void, and in there what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a simple program, say web driver is equal to new Chrome driver, and then you can use this driver.get. Here you can put the URL to which you want to navigate. So remember that this is the simplest test I'm gonna write here. All it is gonna do is just going to visit this URL, and then I'm gonna close the browser. So to close, we have got close method, and this dot quit method is actually used to stop the server. So if you remember in the earlier chapter, we had seen that your Selenium code sends commands to the server. Now where is the server? We haven't specified any server over here. So server is nothing but the exe file, that is Chrome driver file. So that file is different for each browser actually. So for Chrome there is one file called as Chrome driver.exe. So just download that file, and then what you have to do is you have to specify that file path using this particular syntax system.set property, and here you have to give this property webdriver.chrome.driver, and its value is actually the path where that Chrome driver.exe file is located. Now I have already put that file in this particular directory softwares. You can notice that this Chrome driver.exe file is there. So all I am gonna do is just copy that path and put it in there. Chrome driver.exe. So this is our server. So when we actually try to execute the code, what happens is when we do new Chrome driver, it is actually going to start this server, which is HTTP server, and after that we can send these commands to this server using this particular API of the WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver. So what will happen is it will start the server. We will send the command, like this command tells the server that okay, I want to go to this website. So just pass on the command to the actual browser, and then finally we are closing that browser and quitting that browser. So just go ahead and then execute this test, and also notice that these particular classes have already been imported automatically as you write the code, and that is because we have already added the dependency. So let me explain you what is that dependency once again. This is the dependency for the Selenium in Java. This is the group ID, this is the artifact ID, and this is the version, and we have given the scope as test. So over here in the launch chrome.java, what we have done is we have created one test method, and generally the test methods should start like that, using this test prefix, or the classes should also start with that launch chrome test, something like that, end with the test. So let us try to execute. Just right click and then click on run test launch, and what happens is it's gonna start that chrome driver server, and then you may not notice that it has started the chrome driver because that is a background process that starts running, and finally it actually starts the actual chrome browser as well. So just notice what happens now. So you can notice that I'm using this chrome driver 2.27 version of the driver server, and over there it is going to that particular URL, that is softpost.org. And once the URL is loaded or page loaded, it is going to close the browser and then quit the server as well. That is very important. And finally we have got our test as green. So this is the first test. We have launched the browser, Chrome browser, using Selenium. Now to work with other browsers, the process is same. All you have to do is just change the property over there. So I'm just gonna copy this one and then paste it over there. Instead of launch Chrome, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch Firefox now. So this launch Firefox, the method is same. All I have to do is just set this property to Gecko, because we need the Gecko driver, and over there you have to give the path of the Gecko driver. So I have already downloaded the Gecko driver, and for Windows 64, so it is over here. All you have to do is just copy that and paste it over there, the path of the Gecko driver, like that. And instead of Chrome driver, here you have to use Firefox driver. Everything else remains the same. So that is the beauty of Selenium. All you have to do is, the API is the same across all the browsers. Only this instantiation will change depending upon what browser you want to automate, and accordingly you have to set the property, like you have to specify the server that you want to run as well. So this Gecko driver server is required if you are trying to launch the Firefox, that is latest Firefox 47.0.1. So all I'm gonna do is just run this one. So as you can see, the Firefox browser has been launched, and then it will navigate to that softpost.org URL. Finally the test is green. As you can see, the test is green. So this is how we can launch the Firefox. Now let us move on to Internet Explorer. So I'm just going to copy paste this once again. Launch I. Click on OK. And now here, instead of WebDriver or Gecko.driver, I'm gonna put IE because I want to automate IE. And for IE, you have to give the IE driver server. So I have already downloaded that one in the softwares directory. You can see that IE driver server.exe. So just copy that and paste it over there, the path of that IE driver server. All right. And instead of Firefox driver, you have to put here IE driver or Internet Explorer driver, and rest of the steps remain same. Now, one thing that you need to notice about the automation of the Internet Explorer is that the protected mode settings have to be same for all the zones. So I'm going to explain you what is that setting before I start this or run this program. So you have to go to the settings in your Internet Explorer and then click on Internet Options. There in the security section or tab, what you have to do is the security level for this zone, it is saying enable protected mode. And for the local internet, you can notice that this checkbox is unchecked. So what you have to do is, for each zone you have to check this checkbox and then click on apply and then click on OK and then close the browser. So remember that setting is required, otherwise Selenium may not launch the Internet Explorer browser. That setting you have to do beforehand. That is one time setting only, and everything else remains same. Just let us go ahead and run this particular program. So you can notice that Internet Explorer browser is open and is trying to open that website softpost.org, and then so looks like in the Internet Explorer there seems to be some problem that it is not closing the browser. So since this Selenium version has been launched 3.0.1, which is very latest, there are some incompatibility issues, and to fix this particular problem, what you can do is you can close that Internet Explorer browser using system kill process command. Like Java provides one method that it can be used to kill that particular process, because it looks like Selenium's close and quit methods are not working for the Internet Explorer 11. And which Selenium version? This version. So looks like you need to wait for latest Internet Explorer driver. So this iDriver server.exe file is not updated as of now, I think so. So anyways, you need to remember this syntax, because once you are able to launch the browser, rest of the API remains same. So let us close this browser manually and test as well. And finally, we are going to also look at how to launch the Edge driver. So for that, again, everything same. Instead of I'm gonna put Edge and click on OK. And there, instead of put Edge and give the path of the Microsoft Edge driver. Looks like that Edge driver is not there. But just remember that process is exactly the same. All you have to do is give the path of that Edge driver over here, exe file. And here, instead of new Internet Explorer driver, you have to put Edge driver. And as I said, when working with the Internet Explorer and Edge, Microsoft Edge, these products, definitely most of the times you face the issues like browser not closing or just weird issues. So for that, you have to find some workarounds or just wait for the latest driver server. So just remember that to launch the Edge driver, you have to use this class and set this property webdriver.edge.driver. And then to launch the Firefox, everything is same. You don't need to set the property actually for the launching the Safari browser. And also remember that Safari can be launched only on the Mac. Earlier they were supporting the Safari on Windows, but recently they have started supporting the Safari only on the Mac. So if you are running the program on the Safari, trying to execute or automate the Safari browser, what you have to do is you have to you don't need to set any property. All you have to do is just, instead of new Edge driver, you have to put Safari driver, like that. So that is how you can automate the Safari driver, and ensure that you have installed that extension or the add-on in your Safari browser related to the Selenium. Then only you will be able to launch the Safari browser. This is about Safari, and well, that ends our lecture number 4, in which we have learned how you can automate the Chrome browsers, Internet Explorer browser, Firefox, Safari, and Microsoft Edge. Thanks for attending this lecture.